Good morning, students. Hope you are all fine. So, we were discussing about laws of motion. In the last class, we have learnt about Newton's first law of motion. Do you remember Newton's first law of motion? So, Newton's first law of motion states that every body will continue in its state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line until and unless an unbalanced external force acts on it. So, this is Newton's first law of motion. The Newton's first law of motion help us to determine the physical quantities like inertia and force. So, in this class, we are going to deal with inertia. So, before moving on to the topic, let's watch a video, and after that we can learn about inertia. So, you watched the video, right? It was a funny video. Okay, it's not only a funny video, but there is something behind that. So, in that video, we can see that the person fall forward when a sudden brake is applied. Why is it so? He can fall either sideward or backward. Why he falls in the forward direction only? So, we are going to find a reason for this. In order to find a reason, we have to learn something new about this. So, in this class, we are going to learn about inertia. What is inertia? Inertia is a tendency of a body to continue in its state of rest or uniform motion. So, once again I repeat, inertia is a tendency of a body to continue in its state of rest or uniform motion. So, in the last of the sentence I have used two words. What was that? Rest and motion. So, based on this, we can say that the inertia is of two types. That is, inertia of rest and inertia of motion. So, what is inertia of rest? Inertia of rest is a tendency of a body to continue in its state of rest. That is, consider an object at rest. So, that object has a tendency to continue in that resting state itself. This tendency is known as inertia of rest. Next one is inertia of motion. Inertia of motion is the tendency of a body to continue in its state of motion. So, when an object is in motion, it will have a tendency to continue in that motion state. This tendency is known as inertia of motion. Okay, now we can find some examples for inertia. We can find inertia in our daily life situations. Okay, do you ever notice that the passengers in a bus tend to fall backwards when the bus at rest moves forward suddenly? Yes, I think you might have noticed this situation. Yes, am I right? So, why? Why the person moved backward when the bus at rest moves forward? So, before the bus moved forward, weren't the passengers and bus stationary? Yes, the passengers and the bus were stationary. So, when the bus moves forward suddenly, the passenger tend to fall backwards because of the tendency to continue in the state of rest. This tendency is inertia of rest. Next, in the beginning, we have watched a video that a person falls forward when a sudden brake is applied. We can see that situation in our daily life also. Why do the passengers standing in a bus tend to fall forward when the moving bus stops suddenly? So, do you ever think think about the situation. What might be the answer for this question? So, in a moving bus, the passengers moves with the bus due to inertia of motion. The bus is also in a motion and the passenger is also in the motion state. When the driver applies brakes, the bus comes to rest. But the passenger tries to maintain the inertia of motion. As a result of this, a forward force is exerted on him. That is why the person moved forward. So, this is the answer for the first video. The person falls forward due to inertia of motion. Now, let's do another example. This can be done at your home itself. I'll show you a video regarding this experiment. What happened to the bottle? Did the bottle fall down when I removed the paper? No. When I moved the paper, the bottle was not moving. This is because of inertia of rest. So, this is another example of inertia of rest. Now, I will show you another activity. Place a glass filled with water on a desk. Slowly move it forward and gradually increase its speed. Stop it suddenly. What do you observe? So, I'll show you another video regarding this. Okay? What do you observe in this video? Water in the glass is poured off. Why is it so? So, this is due to inertia of rest. So, we have watched a number of videos regarding inertia. Is it? Yes. So, from this, we can understand that we can cite many examples regarding inertia in our daily life situations. So, you have to do one activity or you have to do one follow-up activity regarding this. You can find out many examples regarding inertia of rest and note it in your science diary. So, hope you all understood the topic very well. So, in this class we have learned about inertia, inertia of rest and inertia of motion. We have learned a number of examples. I think the idea is clear to you. So, thank you. Have a nice day.